Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, November 16, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Now imagine that all of us, embraced the comprehension of that all beings are from the very beginning Buddhas. Buddha means enlightened one. So does Christ. So all of us are enlightened beings in disguise. Everyone is born with full access to their highest peak of truth, love, consciousness. Now, all of us have done this when you look into a baby's eyes, right? You see this kind of a sparkle. And that sparkle is of their pure, uncluttered, untainted awareness blazing inside their soul. It's also a reflection of light and stuff. No, it's not. You look in there. It almost looks like a sparkler, like 4th of July sparkler. But it's really bright white and it kind of shimmers. Now you can see no sense of time, rigid beliefs, or systems of controlling this world in their fresh new mind. There is just pure presence and awareness. They are naturally absorbed in the moment and fully curious about life. Without even trying, their enlightened nature shines through. This consciousness in this very now moment is in all of us. For at one time, we were all babies. Our enlightened infinite nature is already inside our innermost being right now. It is perfect, complete, and whole in itself. So why isn't this entire world filled with an abundance of enlightened beings? Well, there's just one little thing in the way called the ego. The ego is a mind that is over-identified with certain desires, thinking it has to have these things to be happy or free. The ego's attachment to any thought or desire gets in the way and obscures this pure light of our infinite spiritual nature. The universe is saying, allow me to flow through you unrestricted, and you will see the greatest magic you have ever seen. Klaus Schwab. Excessive attachment or resistance to people or situations causes our pure, clear, baby-like mind to gather dust on its clean mirror. And after years of constantly smudging our mirror, we tend to see a very cloudy and perhaps darkened version of this world. We lose contact with our naturally clear perspective on reality. Now, Your mirror has been smudged like most of ours has. What you need is a simple cleaning process. This is about training your mind to relax and be at rest without having any new input. No information in equals no information out. Just silence and stillness. Once the mind has rested deep and long enough, our natural clarity will soon begin pouring through. The clouded mind is like a fish swimming perpetually in circles inside its fishbowl, stirring up the water and obscuring its clarity. When the fish finally stops moving, the water begins to settle, and the crystal clear waters return. Similarly, when we stop the constant motion of our thoughts, our minds slowly begin to clear, revealing the peace beneath the surface. Focus your mind to stop swimming in its typical circles sometime today, preferably before you eat dinner and get tired. Sit in a place where you can be alone. Focus on being completely calm, still, and unmoving. You will most likely see a very cloudy fishbowl, and you might not enjoy your busy mind in the beginning. Yet, keep sitting with your mind and open up to your aloneness. Be present with your experience and watch how the mind slowly becomes more quiet. It usually takes about 5 to 7 minutes for a hard-boiled egg to be fully cooked, and it typically takes about 48 to 60 minutes of sitting in stillness for the ego to be fully cooked as well. When you meditate for this amount of time, you'll find your mind is clearer, calm, and insightful throughout your day. The secret is not touching your mind, your phone, or moving your body at all. No movement of the mind is the key to seeing life with absolute clarity. It takes practice, of course, to master this perfectly, yet the results are absolutely worth it. All of us must find the place inside ourselves where nothing is impossible. And if your health, relationships, money, work, or love life are challenging you in any way, it's because your mind is spinning around in the fishbowl of muck. You are not seeing things with spiritual clarity and simply need to stop all movement. Train your brain to relax into stillness. Learn what it takes to let go of this world and rest deeply inside your innermost being. And very soon, all of your issues will resolve themselves naturally, on their own, as the light of your consciousness will clarify everything for you. Believe it or not, being still is every enlightened master's greatest kept secret to discovering enlightenment. You're very lucky that you didn't have to trek for 3 weeks deep in the Himalayas to receive this precious information from some guru sitting in a cave. You have received the golden secret of freedom. But now the big question is, how to overcome all your ego's habits, blocks, distractions, and resistance to applying it. start by acknowledging that the ego's resistance is natural. Every ego thrives on challenges, problems, distractions, and attachments to this world. Instead of fighting these tendencies, simply observe them without judgment. When they arise, view them as opportunities to strengthen your focus rather than obstacles. I do not know whether I was then a man dreaming I was a butterfly, or whether I am now a butterfly dreaming I am a man, Chang Tzu. Set small, achievable goals for your meditation practice. Allow yourself to sit any time throughout the day when you feel like diving deeper inside. Meditate without having any expectations, knowing that each moment of stillness is a baby step toward more clarity. And over time, as you build trust with your inner self, the ego's grip begins to loosen, and the distractions fade, leaving space for deeper meditation and connection with your true nature. The good news is that you do not have to do anything to bring the mind to a complete halt. That's the irony of all this. You simply stop touching the mind. The illusions of your problems will disappear. All your problems are created by an anxious, overly busy mind. When the mind is quiescent, you won't see a problem anymore. Yet naturally see the opportunity for spiritual growth that this life is presenting you by connecting with an infinite source inside you. What's the infinite source? It's the God. It's source creator. It's pure consciousness. It's the kingdom of God. Anything you believe you have to do or become before you can be free is a denial and distraction from the truth that you are already free. Alan Cohen. Now, as we practice each day, relaxing into the effervescent stillness inside, you'll start feeling the loving, eternal, and divine aspects of your enlightened spiritual nature. The light just pours through you when you are devoted to this practice. In a few weeks, you'll see how your heart opens up naturally to feel deep, eternal love for all beings, including yourself. When the mind is uncluttered, we all can clearly see the divine truth of who and what we truly are. The very instant you have fully let go other world and are empty of your mind's attachments to anything, you can see essential key aspects about yourself that were previously unaware of. With a calm mind, you'll find it easier to deeply explore yourself, investigate your past, look into what you want to manifest in your future, and see your brilliant spiritual light. You will realize that you are not this body, nor these thoughts, or anything you can imagine with your mind. Who you really are is beyond any idea or concept, beyond anything you could write down. You will see through the murky fishbowl waters for the very first time and realize you are an infinite and eternal soul that cannot be burned by fire or wet by water. You are untouchable, untaintable, and truly indescribable bliss. Knowing that you are a forever expanding consciousness that cannot be defined by anything in this world is the liberation we are all seeking. It is the most blissful, joyful sensation that can be naturally experienced in the most ordinary situations. By simply attuning the mind to absolute silence, you discover that you are already deeply connected to an infinite source of goodness within. When you're in a state of pure being, completely free from the mind, suddenly, as if from out of nowhere, your most radiant aliveness, with all its positive, life-expanding qualities, sneaks into your life. Your relationships suddenly become fun, easy, and effortless. You can even start receiving more money and gifts from this universe to confirm that you are on a higher path. You discover powerful hidden gifts inside you to give back to the community. The very instant you start connecting with your inherent enlightened nature. The important thing is never to lose a holy curiosity. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. Albert Einstein. Living only in the physical, mental, and emotional realm makes energy limited. Tap into the spiritual dimension, and energy is limitless. Something you can do by choice every morning for the next week of your life, invite you to explore one thing. The very instant that you've awakened from your sleep, before you move your body or open your eyes, take these precious moments to turn your attention inward and ask this one question. Where is the source of this thought coming from? Now, the question itself is the purpose of the exercise. The goal is not to find the right answer. It's like going to the gym to work out your thought awareness muscles all day long. Be still and keep redirecting your attention inwards or towards where you feel the source of each thought is coming from, pointing your attention to the great unknown void inside yourself. This is the key to opening the spiritually awakening door to the beyond. Do this one thing. The very moment you wake up each morning, take 30 seconds to start looking within your mind. Look deeper behind the mind towards the source. Before your mind starts thinking about its agenda for the day, stop and investigate the source of each thought that is coming through you. Once you can feel it, relax into it, rest at the core of this source, something very magical will begin to occur. Now, I cannot tell you exactly what will happen to you yet. If you can make 100% effort, or when you make 100% effort, to bring your whole heart and soul into this inquiry each day for 21 days in a row, I can guarantee you that your life will not remain the same. You will stop getting stuck in the mind. It'll be easier to remain curious and detached from the challenges of this life. And you'll realize how divine your true nature actually is. This exercise is not about trying to get away from anything, run from anything, hide from anything. It's all about increasing and expanding your level of awareness. There is a hidden force behind your mind, running this grand master show. And this invisible divine energy is radically powerful and supernatural. When you can connect with it, you will find that you can shape-shift your life in any way you'd like it to be. That's an absolute. Your every need is to be met. The answer to every problem, abundance on every level, grow spiritually. You are not living by human laws. Miracles come in, and you see them take place. Hold ever before you the thought of prosperity and abundance, and know that doing so sets in motion forces that will bring it into being. A real easy quote for us: rule your mind or it will rule you. Pretty simple, isn't it? Rule your mind or it will rule you. Now, where are most at on this planet is that the mind is ruling them. They are not ruling the mind. Now, you can see what we've created as the gods that we are. We've created this, it's like a room, right? And it's full of stuff as far as the eye can see. And we've got all these areas that we haven't even touched upon yet. And we have these other areas that are really worn, that we've hung around for quite some time with. And now we want to get to those new areas, right? Because we do have curiosity to open the cabinets and pull out all this stuff that we haven't explored yet. And it's there in the back of our minds where we know it's there, but we're still stuck in this, all this other stuff that we've been stuck in for very, very, very long time. Yeah, we want to go over there, right? But in most cases, we never do. And we leave the body. And eventually we come back in and start all over again. If you knew, I mean, deeply so, any of us, that your power is beyond comprehension. It is so great, yet and powerful, yet all of us have no clue about it. Isn't that something? Do you need something out there to do something for you? Or do you believe that everything and anything that you desire is within you? These are questions to ponder and to ask oneself. Is to say, well, and more people are coming to somewhat of a conclusion that they're starting to be drawn more and more within. And I'm not talking about going to clinical psychiatrist or psychologist or any of that stuff. I'm talking about finding oneself within. And anybody can do that. And the only way you do it is by being still, leaving the mind alone. That's because you're in the now. Mind isn't in the now. None of that stuff's in the now. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, why not all of us are practicing to stay or be in the now? Why not all of us are practicing stillness and just being? What do you think it is? It's the very world that we've created to entertain ourselves, physical material, and which is lined with the ego mind. Makes sense, right? And it gets so comforting for us that we don't care to leave it alone. So the cycle continues for the majority of us. One might say, when we reflect back to the baby's eyes and you see the sparkle of light, you say, well, we don't have that. We lose that. That's totally not true. All of us have it. It isn't a reflection of light somewhere else. It is the light within you. And nothing can put that out. Now, of course, we pile blanket upon blanket upon blanket over our light because of all the things, even though we don't know it, that we're creating for ourselves in this life. Right? And if you look at all this stuff for all of us, and you see poverty, right? The reason that people are impoverished is because they focus on impoverishment. That's very true. And their trust, confidence, and faith in themselves is not high. And their belief in the universe is not there. And most of us have been taught what? That we're going to be saved. You're going to be saved by something, right? And really the only thing that is there is the gods that we are. See, when we lose the ego, right? When ego is lost, limit is lost. You become infinite, kind, and beautiful. Yogi Bhajan. See, it always points back, no matter what you read, no matter what you hear, to you. It always directs things back to you, the God that you are, the enlightened being that you are, the power that you are. It's really, a good analogy would be that We, the people of America, we hire people to do things for us, and we call it a government, right? And the government becomes the master, and we become the slave. And isn't it interesting that we have all the power we could ever imagine within us? We have all the manifesting power, healing power, directing power, creation power, way beyond any way to imagine. Yet, we are prisoners to an illusion called the ego mind. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focus on your breath rising and falling. Did you know that when you stop trying to get somewhere better than this moment of your life, you'll experience a type of heaven on earth? And it's true. So now, the time to let go of all this striving and simply relax into seeing that everything is perfect, exactly the way it should be. The moment you realize that this universe cannot ever, ever, ever make a mistake, you'll know in your heart that you are always in the perfect place at the perfect time. You have been searching and seeking to satisfy your desires for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. You are exhausted, and you just need some time to chill out. Take a mini break from desiring anything. It comes with a real sensation of inner peace, deep ecstatic bliss, immense joy, and an everlasting smile on top. Trust me, the most amazing things will instantly manifest for you by allowing your mind to take a long vacation from its perpetual search and recognize the perfection that's already here now. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and following morning. We will return here Sunday, November 17, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on out there or within you, and remember, everything that's going on within you is going to be created outside of you for you to experience. Open your heart and let the magic flow in.